Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today is Booklist Thursday. This is a video series I do with my friend Lindsay over at Lindsay's Little Library. And every Thursday we bring you some sort of list or book topic that we feel like talking about for the week. And this week we're going to talk about some beach reads because Memorial Day is coming up, people are going on vacations, people are starting to travel a little bit more. Also, summer's coming up here soon. So if you're thinking about some beach reads, we're going to give you some of our backlist favorites. So these are not brand new releases. These are not anything that's going to cost you an arm and leg if you want to go and get it. They've been released, and they're just some oldies but goodies that we have really enjoyed, and they would be perfect to take to the beach. The first one I want to talk about is Beach Read by Emily Henry, literally in the title. However, this doesn't take place at a beach, so it's a little bit misleading in that way, but this book is fantastic. This follows two writers who are both feeling a little bit slumpy in their writing. They also have a little bit of a past. They knew each other in college, and they find themselves renting side-by-side lake houses where they are going to take kind of a solo retreat to try to get their mojo back for their writing. And they realize that they are next door to each other and they're going to be that way for a while. And they're trying to decide if this is a good thing or a bad thing because they didn't necessarily like each other in college. And you see them kind of struggle with that a little bit. They also write different genres. She writes contemporary romance for adults. He writes literary fiction, kind of more hard-hitting topics. And they decide one night, you know what, we're both feeling really slumpy. We need to get out of our comfort zone. Why don't we switch genres? So he's going to write a contemporary romance. She's going to write a literary fiction, and they help each other along the way. So it's fantastic. It is so good. I flew through this book. I could not put it down. I loved it so much. I laughed out loud quite a bit. The humor in this book is fantastic, and just, it was a good one. Another great one to take to the beach or on vacation is Big Little Lies by Liam Moriarty. Now, this is a very popular book, but if you haven't read it, please do. It is so compulsive. It follows three women who are mothers to kindergartners, I believe. And you see them building their friendship together. You see them dealing with their marriages, which is hard. And you also see them going through the process of being part of an investigation where someone has died. And you know that going into the books, like it opens with a scene at the school where a parent has died, and you are trying to figure out, number one, who the parent even is, because you don't know who it is in the beginning. And number two, who did it and what were the actions leading up to this. And a lot of it centers around these three women. So it's fantastic. This is another one. I think I read it in 2 days. I could not put it down. It was so great. So definitely a good beach read. Another one, if you're looking for a good romance, is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is another one I couldn't put down. I absolutely loved it. This is a hate to love book about two people who are working in the same publishing office, and they hate each other. And I mean, loathe each other to the point where they make it a game to mess with each other. And it's just this whole thing. And then you see the attractions start happening. You see the possibilities start happening, and it's really great. So absolutely loved it. And definitely a compulsive. I just could not put it down. Again, the humor is great. The banter is funny between these two people, and I loved it. And now I'm going to talk about a Colleen Hoover. And I think, Colleen can sometimes tackle some harder topics, but for one that I would love to take to the beach is Ugly Love. And this one is a friends with benefits, I would say, story. And, you do have some characters who deal with some heavy things, but for the most part, it's just a really great, steamy romance. And I devoured this one. I absolutely loved it. The last one I'm going to recommend is The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. This is another hate to love. And it follows two people who are part of a wedding. She is the maid of honor. He is the best man. And everybody at the wedding reception ends up getting food poisoning except for them. And food poisoning to the point where people are immediately sick, including the bride and the groom. Now the bride and the groom have their honeymoon paid for, and they tell our main characters, you have to go on this honeymoon. We can't get our money back. It's going to be wasted. Please go. Pretend you're us. Go. And they do. And they go on this vacation together, and they have to pretend like they're newlyweds because they don't want to be caught in the middle of fraud. And it's fantastic. Again, the banter and the humor in this book are just spot on. I loved it. I devoured it. And it takes place in Hawaii. So really great vacation read. And yeah, so high recommend on that one. Okay, guys, that is it. Those are 5 books that are backlisted. So they're older releases that I have absolutely loved and could definitely recommend just taking to the beach and sitting in the sand and reading for hours. Like, that's my dream. Make sure you go check out Lindsay today and see which books she is talking about as well. And leave me your recommendations down below as well. What are some really good books to take on vacation when you have that time to get away and you can relax and you can just sit and read a book? What would you be taking with you? Let me know that down below too. And I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.